Leadership is not about power. It is about service and responsibility to the people. And I think I have skills and experience in leadership that actually motivates me to work for my fellow students.
A difference. With a strong commitment to student welfare, inclusivity, and positive change, our guest is ready to take on the responsibility of leadership and represent the student body with integrity and purpose. I would like to give him a moment for himself to introduce himself to our dear listeners back at home.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Jactone, a student at Tangaza University, pursuing diploma in social and communication. And currently, I'm vying as a president, Tangaza University.
Yes, thank you. Why president? Why didn't you go for any other? Like, for example, there's a student who was saying that maybe you could have started with a smaller post like organizing secretary general, then you go up next year to the presidency. Why presidency first?
Oh, thank you very much. I think it depends with individual's vision. So, based on my vision, I'm very sure and I'm 100% sure that I can go for president, not other seats. And this is something that I've been aspiring to.
Yes. And on the same issue, what leadership qualities do you possess that make you suitable for that role that you are acquiring to achieve?
Okay, as you know, leadership is not about power. It is about service and responsibility to the people. And I think I have skills and experience in leadership that actually motivates me to work for my fellow students.
And they normally say, to be a leader, you must be firm in making decisions and solving problems. Like we take the example of King Solomon in the Bible when he made the Solomonic ruling. How will you be able to address student complaints that seem difficult to resolve?
I think as a leader, you have to listen to both sides. Of course, when you're a leader, there will be a lot of complaints from the students. So as an intelligent leader, you need to listen keenly and actually come up with the solution that will favor both the students, because this actually becomes between the students and the administration. So for you to link them together, you have to listen from both sides and be ready to solve the problem based on the decision or based on the concerns that are raised by the students. So to me, I think I'll be able to link the students with the administration based on the issues or the concern that they raised, and I will make sure I come up with a better solution that will favor everyone.
Yes, and in still the same question, you have brought up the issue of the administration. Many of the students here say that leaders, once they get elected into power, they tend to favor, they go and present the issues of the students to the administration, but they are normally forced to side with the administration in certain times when the administration fails to focus on the issues that the students have raised. What will make you different than from other leaders to stand out? How will you be able to face this challenge of where the administration isn't able to solve the issues of the students?
A leader should not take side. That is the first thing I just want to confirm to you. A leader should be neutral and ready to listen from both sides. When the student raises the concerns, it is upon me to approach the administration based on the concern that they raised. I think that will show the credibility and accountability between me and between the administration and the student.
And as we are winding up, there is a question that I've gotten from my social media handles. There is somebody who is saying that you are making a bold step by vying for the presidency of the school, whereas they are in the Institute of Social Communication, and they've never seen you maybe being in the leadership roles of the institute, and they're saying that why shouldn't you have started first in the institute, then you have then jumped to the whole school?
Okay, I think about leadership. My leadership began a long time ago when I was in primary school. So me not being a leader within my institute is not a big deal to me, because I think leadership is through God, and it is God who can choose a leader. So when God, maybe it was not God's decision me to work within my institute, but it was God's will to work as the president and serve every student in this university.
But they normally say charity begins from home. Why did you fail to start in your institute? That's what people are asking on our social media platforms.
I think when you talk about home, even Tangaza is home, because I joined this prestigious institution because it is a good school for me, and actually it is my first university. So when you are saying home, I can say Tangaza is home, because I've never gone to any other university. Yeah. So me vying for president, I think I'm right, and I begin it at home. Yeah.
So you're saying Tangaza is home first?
Yeah, Tangaza is home.
Home.
Yeah, home.
And what initiatives have you been able to put first that will make you stand out ahead of the rest of the candidates who are vying for the similar position that you're also vying as a media student?
As a media student, I think I have a lot to address right now, maybe due to time, and based on the constitution of the school, I may not be able to talk about everything, because you are not allowed maybe to do campaign or do whatever when the time is not yet announced by the administration. So I'll just say a few based on my manifesto, that is advocacy for students' welfare. I think Tangaza is a diverse university, and based on the food that we are receiving at the cafeteria, sometimes they don't favor the students. And I think it is better for Tangaza to have variety of foods that will favor everyone, because Tangaza is a international university, and of course we have different students from different countries, and maybe they are yearning to get their favorite foods from their different countries. So it is my plea, of which I'll go and sit down with the administration. If it is possible, we have variety of food, and actually the price of food at cafeteria to be reduced for the students only. We want a situation where even if you have 50 bob, you can get a bite. Not that you are crossing the road going to Made, and when you are angry, even your medulla oblongata is not operating as usual. So God forbid, some might collapse along the way going to Made, and this is something that actually we can avoid through the administration. When actually things are put in place.
Yes, you have brought a major issue about food. You see, I think you're misinformed. You know why?
Yeah.
The cafeteria is run independently apart from the school, because it is a different institute. It's a different organ.
Okay. Thank God you are informed.
Yeah.
I think for the other students, they are not informed,
Yes.
including me. So I think it is upon the administration to inform us, because you are individually, you cannot inform the students.
And also on the same, let me inform you also. As you see prices, they keep on going high. How will you be able to say that you're going to bring a platform and so that the food can be able to be reduced up to 50 shillings, and the same manager of the cafeteria said that right now due to the rising cost of living, she is also contemplating of increasing prices of the food. How are you going to tackle that challenge, since you're saying that you're going to reduce the price of food? You have been hearing these stories. Tell us, convince us how you're going to tackle that issue.
Things are very possible. Underline that Tangaza is no longer a college; it is a university, just like any other university within around this country. And go to the other universities. Whatever I'm saying, it is something practical. And even 20 bob in other university, a student can get a bite. So, do you think it is not possible within Tangaza University to implement that?
Correction. Those are public institutions. This is a private institution. You should be informed by candidates.
It is true, it is a private institution, but do you mean these students within the university are also private? If school is private, the student services should remain as it is. Yeah.
And also, you see, why I brought up the issues about being private and public, it's because you don't expect things in a public institution to be the same in a private institution. Because, like, for example, the prices of food, the prices of in public universities, like, for example, when you go to the University of Nairobi, you find the prices of food is a lot cheaper. But here it's a private institution, meaning in terms that the supplies, the food that they are delivered from the various suppliers, they come at a cost. So you find that the prices they are also high. And you're telling us that you're going to work on a platform to reduce those prices. Tell us how. How is your...
Personally, I can't reduce, but through the administration, that can happen. So it is not me going to reduce it. It is through the administration of which we are going to sit down and see a way possible on how to reduce it. Yeah.
And also on the same topic that charity begins at home. Here in the institute, we have been crying about the equipment and so on and so on. As the president of Tangaza University, if you are elected, you are going to be, ISC is going to have the credit that the president of the institution comes from the president of Tangaza Campus from ISC. How are you going to tackle the challenges that the ISC students have been having in terms of equipment? Because you find most students are paying lab maintenance fees, but they are not using those equipment. How are you going to tackle that issue?
Thank you very much. I think once I'm elected, I'll not work for the ISC alone. I'll work for the entire Tangaza University. And when I say Tangaza University, ISC is involved. As you know, Tangaza has got major challenges. I think even the projectors in these classes, they are malfunctioning. You go to the other classes, the projectors are not working as well. And I think for the students, they need better or conducive environment for their studies. So I'll actually work with the administration to make sure that everything, you talked about the equipment. I think in ICA we had a major challenge of computers, and I think it has been sorted out.
Yes.
So following the others also will be sorted out through the administration. So personally, I just want to rectify you that I'll not work for the ISC, I'll work for the Tangaza. And once I'm working for the Tangaza, even the ISC team, they are safe. Yeah.
Yes. But they normally say that a parent loves their own child more.
No. In this case, please, a leader, you have to be neutral.
Okay.
You should not take side.
Okay, thank you. And as we wind up, I want to ask you the final question. What change do you want to bring to the institution, and what do you want to be remembered for?
Okay. I'm going to advocate for better student services. I'm also going to advocate for students' welfare, of which I've just talked about the cafeterias of cafeteria and the price of the food. And we are also going to make sure that we have better students' activities. I think it has been a major challenge maybe from this building of Imani, but for the Institute of Theology, maybe it is not a major challenge, but we are going to see on how to balance it so that even these lay students can enjoy this university. Because I know there is this student who is joining university for the first time. And in Tangaza, we don't even have freshers' night. We don't even have so many activities. So we are going to balance. Being that we have religious students within our university, there is also lay students who needs to actually enjoy these activities within the university, because they left their secondary schools, hoping that in university they are going to actually get better life, get better activities than the one they had in secondary. So I think students' activities, it has been a major challenge, and we are going to actually tackle on that.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jactone Ouma, for gracing our studio and highlighting what you do for the students once you are elected as the president of Tangaza University. Thank you, dear viewer. Thank you, dear listeners back at home, for tuning in to our show and listening to our candidate who is vying for the position of president of the University of Tangaza. And if you want to vote for him, his name is Jactone Ouma, a diploma student from ISC, aka commonly known as Thermo.g. Thank you all, and thank you for tuning in to our show.